What is up, everybody? This is episode number 3 of the TAGcast Podcast. TAGcast is a proud entity of the LA Guardians and are sponsored and partnered with Tower LFG and the Destiny Community Network. I am joined here by the wonderful Zen GG or ZenOnConsole. He's here to join and talk a lot about Destiny 2 PvP. This is a recording that was recorded on Sunday, June 12th. That's the date. Normally it would be on every Thursdays and uploaded to Friday, but obviously some issues occurred. So, again, this is going to be a PvP centered episode. And yeah, I guess let's just kind of jump right into it. It won't be as detailed and meaty just because, after having all of these conversations and putting all of our thoughts and stuff into that episode that had no audio, it's going to be really repetitive and stuff. So I don't think we're going to do a 12 breakdown in this episode for you all, but we'll link to 12. We'll still have all those links there and the important details of what we talk about and stuff. But yeah, I guess we'll just get right into it. So Zen, I guess really the first question I kind of have, and we can have this conversation of is, how are you enjoying Destiny 2? Are you enjoying it? Are you hating it? Now at the time of this recording, Trials has been out now for 2 days. Normally on the Thursday that we originally recorded, it was not out. So you said you've been playing Trials. I have not. How's the state feeling? What are you liking? Weapon builds? Anything like that? How are you keeping yourself enjoying the state of the game?
Personally, this season, believe it or not, I actually really enjoy the sandbox. Like, minus just the area effectiveness, because that's kind of how I play, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm usually in the air, getting shots off, stuff like that. But like, other than that, I actually do enjoy this season a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Trials, especially with the bug that they put in, or like didn't mean to put in rather. So where there's no flawless pool this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
matches feel way smoother than they have in like the past couple weeks of trials that we've had. So I don't know. I feel like I hope that like the feedback that they see from like this weekend, they'll actually like maybe like put flawless pool on the back burner at least for like another 2 weeks or something, because it definitely feels way better without it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's definitely like, one of the conversations I see a lot of PvP streamers having, and I've had conversations with different people, players, is you can't keep dividing the pool. Destiny 2 being a small player base, especially in the PvP side, because of the lack of content and updates that PvP gets, it's it could be you can't just divide us so many ways, and we're gonna be that's how the games feel sweaty and feels like a tournament. You can't just you can't just allow or you can't just like take that and take a small player base and match us up against like the same 3 players every game,
Right.
you know
Exactly.
and that gets really frustrating and hard, at least from my experience, um yeah, but at least from what I've seen, trials, a lot of people are liking trials, which is good. It is a lot of people are having fun. There's a few games that people say are sweaty, but like that's okay. You're never gonna not have
Yeah.
sweaty games. That's cool. It's when every game feels like it's a tournament and you have to literally try, or it's like the end of the world if you don't. That's what it feels like, even though it's not. That's what some people take it to be. Is that it's the end of the world if they don't win. They gotta try everything they can to win. But such a burning question that you know is held to, it's such a like, oh, these people like we're they want to win too, and it's like, right, but it's like they don't have to try, like I shouldn't say that, that's poor wording, you can play the game, but like it gets frustrating when literally it feels like, oh, I got to sweat in this match, I got to sweat to win, and stack and stomp on teams trying to go flawless, and not every team
Yeah.
does that. There's only like a small percentage that does that, but um, it does get frustrating, But I'm glad though. Like I said, I'm really hoping that trials they hopefully remove flawless pool or find a better system. Um, Hopefully that this is kind of a thing from Bungie that, oh, maybe we can do this, So at least that's that. So at least Trials is definitely so far being good. Usually by Mondays it gets a little buddy. I know a lot of people are saying honestly that Bungie should just not do Trials on a Tuesday. It should end Monday at reset, which I think a lot of people wouldn't mind. You know, Trials not being until Tuesday at reset, just ending on Monday and reset. You know,
Yeah.
so Friday to Monday. By Monday reset, it's good. I think that'd be a better time. You know, instead of doing another whole 24 hours. You know, we're right out of it. And not a lot of people are playing the playlist. You know, but you have some people that's their job, so it's they wouldn't mind bumping it out. So because if it's their job and they have to go till Tuesday with it, it's like they get more hours of streaming, more people flawless. They they get more viewers and stuff through it. But at the same time, it becomes really spuddy by Monday. By Monday afternoon when Trials becomes really spuddy.
Yeah.
But at least Trials is definitely doing good. What builds are you using? Are you running snipers? Now with the inner accuracy changes, or are you doing like a lot of people are doing like the double primary? Or are you doing something like that?
I'm just going back to Sniper main, honestly. I've just been running Beloved and Thorn and Hawkmoon this weekend.
Awesome. Yeah. I haven't played at all this weekend, so I'm very excited. Hopefully tomorrow, I'll be able to play. I'm really hoping I to get on and stream some Trials, and play with some buddies, through Trials. Like, I'm not, like I know you say you do some Trials carries, which is great. I'm somebody who I'm not good enough to do Trials carries. I wouldn't mind if someone said in my chat, "Hey, can I run with you guys? Just to have fun." Yeah, you can. Like I've done that a few times where they come in and they want to run with me and like my buddy, and it's like sure, but I listen. I'm not guaranteeing a flawless. If we get it in the process, heck yeah. But it's my job isn't to do Trials carries. My job is to make content, play the games I want, play the activities I want, and have fun and play with viewers. And that's part of my job through part-time streaming. But yeah, there's that. Let's see what else. Did you see the GCX clip of Gigs?
Oh man. Yeah, that was actually great.
Oh my god, and I don't know, I forget who he was facing, but whoever his opponent was through G1, I think he knew that what Gigs was trying to do because he started floating up in the air, so the opponent just looked at him to see if he could hit like the shot, and he missed and died. And
Gigs, that's the thing though. Gigs had 97 out of 100 inner accuracy stat right there. He built into it and still. Yep. So I mean.
Yep. And here, like this was let me pull it up real quick. This was DMG's response to it. Because Gigs posted on Twitter. And here I'll just type in Gigs instead of DMG. So he DMG actually did respond to it and said like, here, this is what it says. So Gigs tweets out, "I have no explanation for this happening on the stage. Beloved Snipe +2, Heat Rises +70, Icarus Mod +15, Ophidians +10. Max possible 97 out of 100 airborne effectiveness and a shot missed. You can hear the crowd reaction. Maybe I'm crazy, but shots should go where you're aiming." The DMG said, "Appreciate the breakdown of the build. That's been a missing piece as we pass up clips to the team. Cheers to folks throwing us visuals. Keep them coming." So, which is good. Like DMG's like, but it's like you miss that. It's like, I mean, I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, do they play test the game?" And it's like, I think they play test it. Do they play test it well? I don't know, because it's like, how do you miss?
Yeah,
that? I feel like
that's the problem.
Yeah, like I feel like that's a really big change or a really big factor, an element that you miss. Like that's a big one. Like you shouldn't be missing that as a game dev.
Exactly. And then like I'll see like a lot of like troll comments from people like, "Oh, you just can't aim anymore without like with the new system or whatever. Like it's just showing how much aim assist was a crutch for you." And it's like, are you sure about that? Like, do you not see the clips that I'm seeing?
Right, like that, like literally, like again, as I mentioned in the original recording, is that we can kill gods and demons and everything like that, and lords, but we can't shoot where our like
accurately in the air.
Yeah, accurately in the air. Like like let people be good at your game. Stop penalizing good players. And that's what they do. Again, I think it goes a little bit to the fact that because of new light players, yeah, that's fine. I'm not saying that we should be pub stomping every game. You should be having it fair, but you're gonna have games where a new light player might destroy you because you have a bad game. It happens. That's the nature of Destiny 2. but you gotta stop penalizing good players. Now, as I said, the in-air accuracy change personally does not affect me because I'm not an in-air fighter. I don't shoot in air, you know. But there are people who do that, and that is their game style, and you are taking away their gameplay and forcing them to adapt to a new game style and gameplay. Literally,
And
aimbot
like
can't aim
even
like that.
then, yeah, literally, there's a clip of an aimbotter like that couldn't hit a sniper in air. So it's like, bro. But like on top of that, it's like even then, like even if you don't play in the air, there's some situations where you actually have to jump or like
Mm-hmm.
normal jump, not even like a special jump or anything. Jump backwards or whatever. Let's say it's like a wither horde or something. You're jumping backwards. You're trying to shoot primary. You can't
Mm-hmm.
do that anymore.
Yeah,
Second you're off the ground, doesn't matter.
yeah, and that's like, you know, again, you gotta stop, like, let people be good at your game. And that's like, even like, I could see definitely on PvE side they would fix like hot swapping. Now it's like for Gambit, for instance, like, you know, I didn't agree that people can melt the boss within 2 seconds. I didn't agree with that. That was way too fast. There was something that had to be
All
done.
right.
Some people defended that. It's like, why can I melt this boss in 2.5 seconds? It's like, come on, like that's just like, you know, ruin the experience and doing whatever, like, you know. But whatever, to each their own, you know. But like, you know, like for certain hot swapping, like, it's like that's kind of a mechanic in the game, and if people are learning it, they're gonna be good at it, you know. And it's like you're penalizing
Exactly.
it, you know. They penalize a lot of good players through PvE and PvP. It's like let people learn your game and be good.
Yeah.
And again, as I said in the original, I said stop, you know, stop like giving us everything. Like, again, I mentioned like Trespass. Like, Trespasser could have been a cool secret quest that we could have went through Savathun's lair or whatever, you know, and did different things. And it's
All
like,
right.
you just gave it to us in our season pass for free. Not even like you had to buy the season. You gave it to us on the free section, you know.
We haven't had a secret quest since like Outbreak, right? If I'm not mistaken.
It might be. There might be like one or two that were mixed in, but I don't know them. The Outbreak is the last one, the big one I remember. You know,
Yeah.
because that was an exotic in D1 for those of you who don't know. You know, and that was a secret quest, and then D2 it became a secret quest, and then you were able to buy it from the kiosk in the tower, like where you can buy all the Red War, Forsaken, Shadowkeep, Beyond Light weapons. They're exotic weapons next to the vault. You're able to buy
Oh
them.
wait. Xenophage is the last exotic secret quest I think we got.
Oh, was it? Was that
Just
it?
yeah, I think it was Xenophage.
Okay, sweet. Um, yeah, like, you know, like, let us go do things. Like, you know, let us go explore the game. Like, you know, especially let the new light players explore the game. Stop giving them everything. You know,
Right.
and that's what it feels like. Maybe that's not their intention. Their intention is to help them, but you're not letting them explore. You're just like, okay, here you go, because you didn't play Destiny 1, so here's everything you get. Go ahead, blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, then do a little bit of activities, you know, in Crucible and stuff like that. It's like, no, let them explore Savathun's Throne World together, or, you know, with friends or by themselves. Let them explore
Hmm.
the Shadowkeep area, you know, and like let them go do that and stop, you know, just giving them free presents, you know, and giving everybody, but like, you know, I could see it through the new light players, you know. Um, so again, that's the same thing. Like, stop catering to just them. I'm not saying you can't not cater to them, but you need to be catering to
Like they
true,
need to with some degree, but it's just too much
right? Like,
compared to like what we had in D1. Like we were all new back then, and it
right,
was like, oh, if you got rolled over in the Crucible, you
right,
didn't like complain about what they were using. You were like, oh, what are they using? I'm gonna find out what that is and try myself.
right,
Try to get better.
right, and that's what it is. It's like, you know, we it was either sink or swim, and that's what
Hmm.
happened, you know. And you know, we eventually learned. And then, yes, we were all new, but it's like now there are new people in this game. You have a new game that are going to have new people, and you are going to have veteran people. Happens with Call of Duty all the time. You have somebody who buys the new Modern Warfare, but has been playing since the first Call of Duty ever came. You know, and then they stepped into Modern Warfare, you know? And it's like, okay, they're gonna get stomped, but you don't have that company catering to those new players. And it's like they
Exactly.
want it to be welcoming. They want it because like they call them the kindergartens, you know, which is like it's cute. I love it, you know. But on the same token, you gotta let them learn. I'm not saying give them tutorials, like, you know, let them go, throw them into. Bungie needs to create a tutorial space where people can go
Yeah.
and they can learn any activity. So they could choose PVE, and you can choose, okay, how do I do raids, strikes, gambit, or I'm sorry, raids, strikes, and nightfalls. Great. PvP, Crucible, Trials, Iron Banner. And Gambit would just be obviously Gambit, you know?
All right.
And let them go learn. And it gives a tutorial. So you have Zavala, Shax, and Drifter. You have them that teaches you the game mode. And they put in AI guardians and they put in AI enemies that kind of, okay, you can go and figure things out, you know? And then once they complete the tutorial, they have to learn on their own, you know? They got to learn on their own. They got to play the game and move through, you know, like everybody else had to, you know? But again, it goes back to like stop, you know, again, you have to cater to the 3 types of players in your game. You have the new light, or the new players. You have the casuals. You have the hardcore sweats, you know, who take this game really, really seriously, you know, and all 3 of them make up a great community. But you can't just cater to the hardcore and make everything feel like a tourney, but then you can't make everything feel like or given to us. You gotta cater, and that's why the casuals are nice, because it kind of, they are people who play the game decent enough, who know what they're talking about, but doesn't treat it like it's their full-time job, doesn't care if they win or lose in games, and also they you know, don't want to be given everything though, because they're experienced enough. You know, you don't even have to call them casual. You call them like experienced players. Not even casual. They're necessarily like experienced. They know the game. We play enough. You know, like I have over 1,000 hours in Destiny. You know, so I know, but it's not my full time job. Like I haven't been playing it recently. You know, I've been playing other games and I've become more of a variety streamer. But I still play Destiny 2. And I still know what I'm talking about in certain things. You know,
Right.
but it's like, you know, especially like, but stop penalizing, you know, the good players, and that's what doing this airborne thing is, because, you know, and like I said in the original recording, you know, I saw a lot of things on Twitter where good players and even influences in the community would make fun of a new player, like, you know, and like dodge around their bullets back and forth and jump high, and the person couldn't aim and shoot, and then they would pull off a 360 no scope on them. That's why I think Bungie throws in these changes, because they don't want players to be getting shown up like that, which I understand. I do. That's frustrating. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but at the same time, that's where like having like a kindergarten playlist, like you said, like would even
right?
help them,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like if they're not experienced, why are they in trials to begin with? If they're not experienced, why are they
Right,
playing call? You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
right,
They need
like
their own like separate playlist to where like they can go against each
right,
other and like find
right.
friends in there, get better together, and then go into normal playlists.
Right, and that's what it is. So right, you have those new light players that go in there, that just go in there for a little bit. They don't stay in there forever. So it's not like you separate the playlist or the player pool forever. You know, they go in, they learn.
Right.
Right, like you said, they make new friends. They get better together. They'll go into private matches, maybe 1v1 each other, give each other tips and tricks. And it's like, okay, we're above a 1.0, we're 1.3. Okay, hey, let's go try out some Iron Banner together, or let's go try out some Trials
Hmm.
Osiris, you know? And it's like, oh, okay, wow, we went flawless after we played over 50 games and we finally went flawless. Great, that is awesome. You know, like that's it.
And that would make things feel like way more rewarding for like new players as
Right,
well.
than just
Just
giving
stuff like
everything.
that.
And saying like, here you go,
Hmm.
or getting rewarded for not doing anything, or for sitting in the back of the spawn and doing nothing, and you get rewarded because Bungie's giving you the options of, or giving you your win, basically. You know, when you can just sit in the back and do nothing and hide, you know, and hide and just run around. It's like,
Right.
go play, you
And
know.
I feel like that's what like flawless pool kind of is. It's like it almost feels like it's like just a free way to go flawless. Like just opt in. Like, oh, don't play till this day, and you get a free,
Right,
essentially
don't
a
play
free
till Sunday
flawless.
at 1 p.m. You
Which
know,
is like
Eastern. You know.
exactly, and that just like dilutes the pool so much to where people just like aren't really trying to play unless they actually like have fun playing trials.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then at that point, it's just like, bro, I'm not trying to just sit here and sweat like from Friday to Tuesday in the morning. You know what I mean? It's like, dang,
Mm-hmm.
bro, I don't want to play this anymore.
Yeah, it's you know, and so that's why I'm really hoping that they take this feedback, and if they say they're listening, then they will take this feedback, because they always say we're listening. It's like, and take this feedback. Flawless pool needs to go. Revert the changes back from air accuracy back to the way it was last season. um,
I still don't think they'll do that because I saw other tweets under what Geeks posted, And Mercules posted under that he's working with Bungie as well now.
Okay.
And he said, I think he said something along the lines of like they'll look into like something like I guess was bugged with it is what he said.
Something's
Something with
bugged.
like airborne effectiveness is like really bugged right now, like just bad. So I think they're looking into changing whatever that is and then like improving it. So hopefully, like in the next couple weeks we get something on that. Hopefully.
Right. Like even someone just said on here, uh yeah, someone just said AE needs to be reverted, stop catering to the point twos under Giggs' post. And someone said that's a player with a like 0.5, 0.6 KD KD bot. I don't know what that means, but whatever. I could say that this shit ain't fun. LMAO, revert that shit. You know? And
Yeah, I
it's
think I saw that person supposed to.
yep, and it's like like revert it back, like stop catering to those point twos, and that's what they're doing. They're catering to them. I'm not saying that they should be getting stomped in games. Again, maybe creating a kindergarten play or a kindergarten playlist, for them to get better, and it's tutorials and it's
Right.
easy. Even if it's bots, throw guardian bots.
And it's not
in.
even to stomp on anybody necessarily. It's more just because if I'm going to get somebody that's like equally as good as me currently,
Mhm.
like I have to get the first shot or else I lose regardless.
Right.
Like and like before I could have slid, but you get penalized for that now. Or I could have jumped, but you get penalized for that now. And it's just like,
yeah.
well, come on now, really?
Right. And how is that fair? Again, you're catering to the point twos, and it's like, again, throw in like AI bots and have them, going, because again, it becomes a problem when you are able to win any game or win any engagement by throwing up a wall, throwing up a rift, sitting there, throwing all your abilities around you, and being able to one tap everybody. How are you?
Exactly.
And you're a point two that is able to become on top of the leaderboard because you just you did nothing.
Like literally, I said this when Beyond Light came out
Mhm.
with Stasis. They're literally converting point twos into 2.0s overnight. Just it's
Yeah,
like why?
yeah. Honestly, and it's just frustrating, and it's such a dreadful conversation that we have. It is such a
Right.
we
And
we,
it's
we
like
waste
it's
our
not even
breath.
like I don't even want to stomp on anybody necessarily. I don't think that's not really what the like sweat committee wants to do. Some of them do, sure. And it's like, okay, you can be mad at them, I guess. Not the majority of us that don't want to do that. We just want to
Right,
play each other and actually have good matches like we used to.
right, right.
Not just sitting there and have a slog fest like, oh, sit behind this barricade, bro. Wait for your super. It's not fun.
Right.
That's not fun.
Right. It slows down the gameplay, and it's, and the problem, that Destiny becomes is because Destiny 2 is such a game of so many builds and play styles that is okay, because Bungie, the way Bungie has said it, but they're kind of contradicting themselves here in a second. What I'm going to say is like, they say that, okay, you could play different ways, build your own way and stuff like that, but okay, you're a player who jumps and you're a player who fights and shoots, and yet you penalize the people who jump in the air and shoot. But
Exactly.
we're
And
allowed
it's
to
like
play
you're already
anyway.
penalized from jumping anyways. You don't have cover.
Right.
Like that's the one main thing they should have like realized when they before they made these changes. It's like if you're jumping in the air, you're sacrificing all cover. Like you were
Right.
out in the open, exposed.
Right. Like I'm not saying again you should be able to come up and flick immediately and be able to three tap someone real quick before you land. I'm not saying that. You should be able to put 1 and 2 and maybe land where it goes by the time you go down, and be able to possibly jump up and see if you can hit that third guy or the third shot on that guy before he gets away. He might get away and you might be
Right.
like, crap, he got away. Okay, reposition. Or again, you might be able to land that jump snipe, but I don't agree that jump snipe should be always consistent. They shouldn't be. They should be more consistent than what they were. Now they're like not consistent at all. But let's talk about last season before. I think they should have been a little bit more consistent because they were still more RNG, but a little bit too
They
much.
felt very
Right. But you shouldn't be able to always guarantee yourself to be a head snipe every time you jump up in the air. And I think people know that, right? But some people probably want that. Like, I should be able to always hit a jump snipe every time or jump in the air. It's like, no. It has to have some luck and skill. It's definitely some skill, but also luck in it a lot as well. But again, I'm not a jumper. I'm not I don't play that way, so I don't know 100%.
I just personally don't like the idea of people being like penalized for having good aim or good like movement mechanics in general.
Right. I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree. It could definitely be very very frustrating too. Like, as a player who plays like that, again, for me, I just stay on the ground, like, and I move and I slide out in engagements, or I'll jump a little bit and I'll like have an SMG, and for the most part I can hit those shots. And it really feels
Yeah.
like, a lot of it got penalized on the hand cannon sniper side of things, because again, that's what the majority of the hardcore players use. They use hand cannon shotties or snipers. They don't use pulses, fusions, everything. Casuals kind of use whatever. New Light will use anything that's meta to make sure that they can secure themselves a win,
All right.
But yeah, so at least that's hopefully again they revert the in-air changes. Is there another topic you want to bring up? Like I said, this episode's not gonna be super duper long because again we've talked a lot about it on Thursday, so we'll bring up the main topics that we talked about from Thursday, kind of dive in a little bit on them, and then we won't be doing a TWAB breakdown on this episode. There wasn't a lot of PvP. There was a little bit more of a breakdown on the in-air changes in that TWAB, which again we'll have linked in the description on both YouTube and Spotify. But yeah. So do you have any other topics you want to bring up through PvP?
Not too much else, honestly. I just feel like they definitely need to be looking at bringing a playlist for just newer players in general. Like if it's your first time booting up the game, you shouldn't be able to just hop in trials,
Right.
stuff like that.
Right.
I feel like they definitely should have more like I don't know, just more ways to help new players in general
And I really believe
get up to speed.
Yeah, and I believe like if if they were gonna make, like, obviously they made this game a free to play game, which was a good idea in theory, but then that's when you had a lot of the cheaters come in because it became a free to play game. So that was obviously an issue.
They got banned. They just made another account. Just banned, made another account every time.
Every time, and there was nothing that Bungie could do. So what they should have done is make the game some way. I'm sure there's a way in encoding. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not a dev, an encoder, whatever. But I'm sure there could have been some way where they make the game free to new light players, and they play tutorials and they play whatever, and they try out different playlists against just kindergartens, and then if they want to continue their journey through Destiny, they pay for Destiny, and it's made it clear. It's made clear in in the description, like, you are going to get stopped at a certain point if you want to continue, $20 or something like that, or make a special deal for them, like, $30 for everything, or $40 for everything, that's a really good deal for how much of Destiny is,
$40 is definitely fair, considering you'd have to pay almost 200 otherwise.
Yeah, like $40-$50 is a really good deal, anywhere between there, for everything in Destiny, not the collectibles, obviously, that some play it like they play like the collector's edition, like, you don't get that obviously, but you get all the content within Destiny for $40-$50, and that's when they continue on, and and I'm not saying they it shouldn't say like, oh, you can't continue on unless you have a 1.5 KD. No, but they should go in. They should definitely explore the game and learn different things, like kind of like a beta. In a way, like the beta where we were only in the Destiny 2 and 1 beta, we were able to only go in a few activities. Right? We're going like for Destiny
we can
2,
only do like the strikes. We can only play like Crucible on certain maps and stuff.
Right, it'd be Crucible on just that one map, Endless Vale. It'd be Strike would be the inverted pyramid, or the inverted spire, whatever it's called. It should have been, or then it was that was it, and you were able to do the first mission. That was it. So kind of something like that, where they go and they can explore one game. They can explore control, survival. Oh no, and comp was another one. Yeah, so comp was, and you switch between survival and countdown. And then so you have that where you can kind of explore survival, control, gambit, and a strike. And that's it. And you go and learn, and it teaches you through that strike. It says, "Welcome to Destiny 2 Strikes. This is how you play. Welcome to Destiny 2 Crucible. This is how you play."
Right.
Gambit, same way. Like allowing that, I think, could be really beneficial for a new player, instead of just throwing them in, but then giving them everything and not having them learn. Again, teach them. Have people through Destiny or through Bungie even teach them and create tutorials within their play studio. Even if they do videos and it's like they encode that video into the game. It's like, welcome to the Destiny 2
Yeah, like
tutorial.
pull out your ghost and watch this video or something. That would be
Right.
really cool.
That'd be really cool. I'm sure there's a way. Again, but it costs time and money. Does Bungie want to spend that?
I feel like that's a worthy investment if you want to get new players, because I've heard like a lot of people like quit just because they didn't understand what they were doing.
And it's too much, and it
So I
becomes
don't
like
know.
it feels like a chore. Like
Exactly.
Lucky 10p, who's a Destiny content creator streamer, he said it great the one day on Twitter, and he said that Destiny 2 needs less chores, and I don't
Yeah.
agree with everything that Lucky tweets out about a lot of things, but that was one I did agree on. I was like, he's actually right on that. Destiny 2 needs to stop feeling like a job and needs to stop having these chores. And like giving me a quest that has 50 steps on it, that's too much. That's way too much for a quest. That is way too much.
Yeah.
And not all of it's even quest steps. Some of it's just flying to the tower to go talk to somebody, then flying to another location to talk to somebody, then go and kill 3 enemies, and then go back and talk to somebody, and then go back down to the tower to go turn in something.
Which the go back to talk people was like so weird to me, because it's like, couldn't you just pull out your ghost and like talk to the person like that or something?
Right.
Like, couldn't they make it like
Right,
that
like
instead?
a hologram or something comes up, and it's like, well done,
Yeah.
Guardian. Your next step, or we need.
Like
we
they
need you to
even
go.
do that in the Helm. I'm pretty sure they have like holograms of like Lord Saladin and other
Right.
people.
And
So why
that's
can't they just?
Right, and that's a great UI that they should be able to incorporate. But again, it's time and money. But you got to spend money to earn money. And Bungie,
Yeah.
like I believe personally, Bungie needs a whole UI overdue. They need it's between their website, their in-game stuff, their third-party apps, everything. They need to rework on everything on UI. They need to again fix up their website, fix up the their in-game UI, a lot of it, and buy better, like buy better servers. And I'm hoping with this partnership with Sony, they're gonna give them that budget to buy those things. Hopefully, which I don't think the partnership goes into effect until this fall. I think even though they're already they're probably having meetings and conversations about stuff, but I don't think the partnership goes into full effect and the contract isn't full until the fall. I think that's when it was made.
Mm-hmm.
But it but I definitely think, excuse me, I think definitely trying to do something like that, through new light players can be definitely beneficial. But again, the main goal of this episode and stuff like that is, we want to make it clear. It's like, stop punishing good players, stop, make the experience best for everybody, If you're a good player, stop penalizing. But if you're a bad player, then, or if someone's a bad player, then it's on Bungie that they should do is maybe give more tutorials or in-game stuff to them. And I mean, and DMG has confirmed through one of Grenadier Jake's tweets and stuff like that. Like Jake asked the question to DMG, like, how will people who don't dive deep into these TWABs? Because literally people I saw in his chat the one day were like getting frustrated at other people for asking questions and stuff, and literally everyone's like, it's in the TWAB, it's in the TWAB. And Jake, I think, kind of defended those people and was like, not everybody reads the TWAB.
He knows to go, yeah.
Right, and especially for new people, and they're like, oh, but it's in the TWAB or whatever. And he goes, seriously, you think everybody breaks down the TWAB like some of you people do? He goes, that's fine if you do, but not everybody does it. Not everybody breaks down the TWAB and dissects it little bits at a time. He goes, you may do, and that's fine, but not everybody does. So again, don't, so like because someone wanted to make a command, and literally one of his mods made it and said it's in the TWAB, and he goes, like, he deleted the command, and he's like, no, he goes, I want an actual command explaining it. Don't just say it's in the TWAB, because I want it actually explained whatever he wanted asked,
Right.
Which is like, again, I read the TWAB, but I don't dissect the TWAB. I read it just to get information. I skim over it. Okay, if there's a lot of PvP stuff, I'll read the PvP stuff. I'll skim over the anything else, I will read if there's like community updates, like on anything with Black Lives Matter, LGBT, like I read all that, because I'm interested in all that, obviously. And And then I watch like some of the movies of the week stuff and the artists of the week, and I'm like, cool, and then that's it. And then I leave the TWAB, I don't just sit there and take notes on every little bullet point that they bring,
Right, exactly.
And I'm like,
The only reason I even looked at the last like couple of 12s is just because of the airborne effectiveness, if I'm being honest.
mm-hmm.
Just if it's something like huge like that, it's gonna change a lot, then yeah, I'll look at it. But like other than that, I'm not really like you said, I'm not dissecting that 12.
Right, and that's it, But some people want you to dissect, and it's like Bungie needs to come up with a way to not rely only on the TWAB,
Yeah, they could even I don't know, they could do like an in-game newsletter or something. That would be cool.
That'd be cool, just something. That's what I mean. It's like this whole UI rework. It could just be very beneficial to Bungie and to the game and to the new players, current players, and pro players.
Right.
But other than that, I really don't have much more. Again, we have these conversations and topics all the time. I think we covered the big things. Another thing is don't harass the Bungie devs if you don't like a response for them. That was a thing that happened a week prior to TAGcast Episode2 that we talked about. Don't harass them and don't threaten their lives or their jobs. It's a game at the end of the day. If you don't like the game or you're not happy with the game, go play something else or go play something else or just don't play it at all.
Exactly,
harassing a dev and harassing an employee or whatever is
it's over a video game at the end of the day too. So it's
right.
like you got to look at yourself.
Absolutely.
It's like, bro, what are you doing?
Yep, I totally agree. But other than that, Zen, I really don't have much more on this. Do you have anything that you want to add?
I'll save it for next time.
Sounds good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on YouTube, and this is a special episode coming to you. We are not live on Twitch, so you do not see us looking over and reading any chats or answering questions through chat. We did not. This was an episode that was recorded just basically for you because of the error that occurred when trying to upload, or trying to, after we download the VOD, audio did not save, and there was no way that we were able to recover anything because we're still in the early stages of producing TAGcast, so we'll figure it all out and hopefully get a smoother system where these issues, we're ironing out these bugs now so they don't happen for future episodes. But Zen, thank you so much for wanting to meet with me here again. It was a nice 40-minute discussion. I mean, we only met for like an hour and 15 minutes, but we did the TWAB dive in and taught some things, so I'd say this is pretty good. We talked definitely a decent amount of things, and I look forward to talking with you again, and good luck with your clan that you guys do. And yeah, if you have anything else to say, do it. If not, we'll see you next time, guys.